Thank you for volunteering with the East Palo Alto Tennyson Tutoring Program. This math tutor training will help you to know how to work properly with EPATT's 1st through 5th grade students. The information covered in this training provides the foundation for positive and successful results with your tutee. What's good, y'all? This is the team of completely approachable, fun, and knowledgeable folks that comprise the ESG team. Christina is the coordinator of the elementary program and is assisted by Alyssa and Fale. We are here for you. So if you have any questions or concerns about tutoring your students, let us know. To begin, please go to the link to complete the Google form during this video training. As you proceed through the video, you will see corresponding questions. Please submit your answers at the end of the training. And of course, you will respond in the Google form. The first question is, what is a math person? And are you a math person? How do you know? Another question I'd like you to respond to is, as a math tutor, in what areas do you see yourself needing support? All right, let's get down to the deets. The math content we will cover in elementary school group for the fall quarter comes from 3 math content areas from the Common Core State Standards, otherwise known as CCSS. 3 areas include operations and algebraic thinking, numbers in base 10, and measurement and data, to be studied in October, November, and December, respectively. At EPATT, we approach math mastery by helping students to improve their skills in 5 areas: computation, which is adding, subtracting, etc., visual demonstration or tactile work, which requires using hands or manipulatives or using drawings to do math, problem solving, which includes thinking through alternative ways to solve, oral reasoning, meaning students explain their thinking aloud, and written justification, which means students know how to write detailed sentences to explain their thinking. Let's talk about what it looks like to work with a student on computation. You're going to watch this short video about a method that teachers use to understand how a student thinks, which enables the teacher to deepen the student's math skills according to their own thinking ability. What I want you to think about and to type about in the Google form is, what were the teacher moves? How did the student demonstrate his reasoning process? Why is it important for learners to engage with math visually and physically? Go to the EPATT Pinterest site and look at how the board is organized. Please note that whenever you select a visual or physical activity, make sure you have worked through the activity enough to know what your tutee should take away from it, and make sure it aligns properly with the concept you are tutoring. We're going to look at an effective strategy for building a student's problem-solving and oral reasoning skills. It's called the Math Talk. Okay, let's circle back to review. Math mastery in elementary school group at EPATT means a firm grasp of 5 core areas in any math concept: the ability to compute, the ability to demonstrate, the ability to problem solve in different ways, the ability to articulate math thinking, the ability to write math thinking. The components of math mastery are included on the elementary school group math lesson plans. The lesson plan includes details about the Common Core concept, which you should always review and repeat with your tutee. It also includes a few equations of computation practice that the student has completed prior to tutoring. There is a recommended visual activity from Pinterest, or you can select your own, and there are guided word problems. Your tutee is required to answer the word problems in 3 different ways. The first way is a drawing or visual representation of their thought process or approach. You should allow your tutee to develop their own thought process. This requires strategic questioning, listening, and feedback from you. The second part is the numerical solution or an equation. Your tutee should generate their own equations and show their own work. The third part is that your tutee should write 1 or 2 justification sentences to support their answers. Okay, it's time for a little practice. Let's do a walkthrough of the guided work portion of the lesson plan. Here's a word problem. Describe your process for guiding your tutee through this word problem. Remember to use what you have learned so far in this training and write a short script of the session. Good job! Now that you've completed your script, here are some suggestions for how you can walk through the problems. If it's possible, and if it makes the problem more accessible, begin with questions and a graphic that your tutee can connect with. In this particular problem, you'd want to use some fake coins or draw some coins. Get your students familiar with thinking through how to know whether or not their answer is correct, rather than finding exact answers. For that, you want to emphasize number sense by talking about rounding. Remember, they have to learn to support their answers with reasoning. Again, teach your tutee about the advantages of rounding numbers when reasoning about math. The focus is not merely finding the answer, but explaining why is it the answer. Learn to value your tutee's thought process and to encourage them. Challenge them with questions that require thinking through the estimation process. Ask them what information they know so far and whether or not that information is represented visually. If it is not, create drawings as seen here with the days of the week. Finally, help your tutee to understand word cues and math vocabulary. EPATT has a variety of students that attend a variety of schools. We've already learned that all of us comprehend and learn in a variety of ways. Your tutee may or may not respond to the strategies we just outlined, or even the strategies that you just outlined. But don't give up. There are strategies out there for your tutee, but you have to spend time finding out what those are. That said, when it comes to tutoring, there are some key non-negotiables.
Hi Alyssa, how are you?
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so today we have a word problem that we have to solve for. And the topic today is operations and algebraic thinking.
What's that?
So basically, they give us the word problem and we have to solve using addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So it's your job to find out which one we need and how to solve it.
Okay.
Okay, so can you read the problem?
Alyssa had 5 cookies and Fale had 5 cookies. Fale ate all her cookies and wanted more. Alyssa shared 2 cookies with Fale. How many cookies did Fale have altogether?
Okay, so what is this problem asking us?
Something about cookies?
What about cookies? So thinking operations, which one do we need to use?
Division?
No, not division, because it says all together here. So all together kind of means addition.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you know it's addition, what are we adding?
Well, there's numbers, so is it 5 plus 5 plus 2?
No, it's not 5 plus 5, because we're only asking about Fale. So that's
Oh.
only 1 5 plus 2.
So it's 5 plus 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then
It's 7.
5 plus 2 is 7?
Yep.
Okay.
Did I plan an activity? Nah, I'm just gonna grab this, figure it out as I go.
Here are some best practices that will make tutoring enjoyable and effective for you and your tutee. First, be prepared. Know your lesson plan. Know what materials you will use. Prepare your questions. Next, listen to your tutee. Reiterate what you believe they've said and give feedback, or ask questions that help them to think for themselves. Use paper wisely. Keep your lesson organized as you give practice problems. Everything must be left in your tutee's binder, which is always kept at EPATT for use by the curriculum assistants who reference the work within the binders when meeting with parents and the teachers. So be careful not to mark up your tutee's work. Instead, write your feedback on sticky notes. In ESG, we want to encourage a positive and dynamic learning environment. So, if you want to compliment your tutee, be sure to give them specific positive feedback about the effort that they've put forth. Also, feel free to make it rain. Reward your tutee immediately with EPATT dollars. Remember, the EPATT dollars are given when and if your tutees demonstrate positive learning behaviors. Giving them for any other reason will lead to confusion with your tutee and may make behavior management very difficult for you. After your tutoring sessions, remember to let us know how it went by completing a tutor log. Well, that concludes the ESG math training. Please download the EPATT Tutor app to access your lesson plan for the week. Hey, also, if you've got questions, please let us know. And finally, if you'd like to know more about some of the ideas and information we covered in this training, we highly recommend these math teaching resources. They're excellent. Thank you for tutoring with EPATT, and we look forward to working with you.